Hello there. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 42 of the Long Comics Bookclub, a bi-weekly podcast about long comics, also known as manga and graphic novels. My name is Shane. I'm the older brother and comic acolyte. I'm joined by Spence, the younger brother and comic professional. Spence, are you ready for a mini tournament arc of hunters? I'm going to start throwing some names out to you.
Yep.
And I just want you gut instinct.
Okay.
Gone Freaks of Hunter x Hunter versus Lobo.
Lobo, not even a question.
Wow. Ichi the Witch, which is our titular manga long comic of today, versus Kraven the Hunter, the titular long comic of last week's episode.
Ichi's got this one.
Okay, then we have Lobo versus Ichi. Who takes it in the tournament?
Still Lobo. You can't. Lobo. In order to kill Lobo, you need to literally disintegrate, which I guess actually Ichi could probably do. But
ooh,
yeah,
interesting. Okay,
yeah.
So it's a tight one at the end, but we think Lobo takes it.
Yeah, I think Lobo's got the lead.
Well, today we are celebrating the second place finisher of the Hunter tournament arc, which is Ichi the Witch, which is a manga by Osamu Nishi with art by Shiro Usazaki. And for the first half of our episode today, we're going to be having a book club discussion, talking about the themes, writing choices, plot choices, all the good stuff that are book club related, as well as some interesting facts, likely from Spence, and a recommendation if you haven't yet read Ichi the Witch to decide if it's worth picking up. And then for the second half of the show, we are going to be talking about some other related content. Some witch-related things, some Osamu Nishi-related things. We're in the world of anime and manga today on the Long Comics Book Club. So we're going to be focusing on that in the second half. And then we're going to end off the episode with Spence introducing the long comic for the next podcast, which is going to be coming out on August 15th. And we are going back to graphic novels. We're getting our fill of manga and anime today, then back to graphic novels and comics on the next episode as we alternate between the two formats so we get the best of both worlds. So make sure to stick around to the end of the show so that you can find out what's next and you can read along too. At the top of the episode, I want to give two thank yous. The first is to thank you, our listeners, for supporting the show. Whether it's your first time listening or if you're coming back every 2 weeks, thanks for hanging out and making sure to follow the show if you aren't already. Hopefully this show encourages you to engage with these wonderful forms of media and that you enjoy them as much as we do. Stop by one of our social channels to join the discussion, or maybe you can even recommend the show to a friend and have a little book club discussion of your own between the two of you, or more. Tell everyone you know. Spread the word. And of course, a big thank you to Vesperia Manga and Comics for providing today's long comic, by which I mean thank you, Spence, owner and proprietor of Vesperia, online at VesperiaComics.com and physically located at 1935 West Broadway in Vancouver. Spence, any updates at the shop?
Yeah, the big one is right now is when this comes out, we will have the second day. Second day of Anime Revolution will be ongoing.
You are
yes, the big
right now sitting in the Vancouver Convention Center.
Yeah, the big anime convention in Western Canada. Yeah, second day. Happened to be there. Come say for you to be listening to this, not know that about this already, and then listen to this with still time to come to Anime Revolution. Slightly unlikely, but hey, maybe.
You never know. But it is August 1st. Well, technically, so July 30th, August 1st, plus August 2nd. Oh, wait. It is, the dates.
July 31st.
It is July 31st, August 1st, August 2nd. So, hey, maybe you're listening to this at the end of the first, and now you know that on the second day, you can go and visit Spence at the convention center. Go say hi at the booth. And we will look forward to a full debrief on how Anime Revolution was next week, because it's a big bump in event if last year was any indication.
Yes, very much so.
And Spence, the challenge to you will be to track what your favorite cosplay is that you see. You're not able to get out to really do much in the convention at all.
No. No, that is the one sad thing about working convention is, man, you don't get to actually enjoy the convention.
Yeah. Hopefully some cool people come by in cosplays and visit the booth. Yeah. And then you can relay if there was an Ichi the Witch costume, maybe a Kraven the Witch cosplay. Do cosplayers get upset if you call them costumes? Is that like a faux pas?
I don't think so. No, because it's still costume play.
Yeah, they understand.
So they would know. Yeah,
they get it. Okay, I'm glad. I don't want to offend
none of them are like. I sure some of them are. Most of them aren't so deep. Like I require to be called I don't know.
I demand.
Call me Denji. Don't you dare refer to me as yeah. Or
Yeah,
some,
how
yeah.
dare you? That's
Yeah.
very funny. But we will have to hear that debrief at our next episode. So if you want to find out how Anime Revolution was for Spence and Vesperia, come back to the August 15th episode. But now, getting into the book club, Spence, today for our long comic, we are talking about Ichi the Witch. Is she the witch? Ichi the Witch.
Itchy.
We're
Itchy.
going to go with Ichi.
Yeah,
Ichi
itchy.
is the spelling of Ichi.
Ishi. But yeah.
Ishi.
Ishi.
Ishi probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Ishi the Witch. So, Spence, why did you choose Ishi the Witch as our long comic for the Long Comics Book Club?
Yeah, well, I figured it was. We haven't really done like a much more contemporary one since all the way back in Kigurabachi, like over a year ago now at this point. Yeah, and I rather like this one. I'm a big fan of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-Kun, so it's cool. That's
Same
the
writer.
author of that doing that again with a different artist this time. So
Doing that again. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll cycle back to the similarities then in a bit here. But yes, Kigurabachi we did last year to middling reaction. But
yes, well this one I had read before.
Okay.
Yeah, because Kigurabachi I had no knowledge of before we read it.
I'm still very potentially interested to circle back to Kigurabachi because that has been recently approved for a anime adaptation. So
Yes.
I would be potentially curious to circle back, read up, and people are even came into our comments to let us know. Well, we swear it gets good, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe we'll circle back to Kigurabachi in the future. But in the interim, is she the witch? Yeah. So how many, with it being something recent, how many volumes are out at this point? Have you read all of them?
So when we record this, there are 3. When this is posted, there will be 4. New one comes
Wow.
out is coming out, yeah, the Tuesday before this goes up.
Mhm. Yeah, this is very new. Okay. So it began serialization in September 2024, but that is Japanese, of course. So it takes some time
Yes.
for it to be
So I assume there's like 6 or
translated.
7 Japanese volumes
But
at this
still
point.
fairly early on.
Oh, very very much so.
Okay. And so this is also one of those things that I assume has a rather large following in Japan.
Probably. Because I know Iruma-kun is like way bigger in Japan than you would think. Like
Hmm.
it's one of those ones that like you don't like really like it's like not nothing in the
Hmm.
West, but like it's very easy to like miss it being much of anything. But like it's had like it's on its 4th season of anime, and each of those
Yeah.
seasons has like 2 cores and stuff. So it's like it's big. There's a lot of it.
Yeah, I was surprised that I hadn't really heard. I had maybe like seen images of it, but never like intentionally heard of it. And then I saw there was 4 anime seasons, and I was like, that is. I feel like I should have known about
Yeah,
this.
and the
But
fact they're all double core. I mean, like, because like how so few animes even get like ever get one double
mhm.
core thing. This is 4.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yes,
impressive.
I guess actually explanation for people who don't know. Anime is done in cores of like 12 to 13 episodes. So
Mhm.
like a season of anime is always 12 to 13 episodes, but sometimes popular stuff will get like 2 of those. So yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll have to circle back to Iruma-Kun at the second half of this episode because right now we're talking about Ishi the Witch. So, for those who are not familiar with this story, allow me to read the back of the book for you. So, this is what Viz Media and Ishi the Witch has put out here as their plot summary. Magic is alive and well in the world, inside beings known as Majicks. By completing a Majicks trial, a witch can gain its power. However, only women can become witches or use magical items. All that changes one day when a young man named Ishi turns the world on its head by defeating an infamous magic and gaining its magical powers. Ishi is a reclusive hunter who knows nothing of witches and magics, but he does have a particular obsession for hunting anything that exudes bloodlust. When that instinct leads him to interfere in a battle between the great witch Descaris. How do you pronounce this name?
That's a
Descaras?
good question. Yeah,
It's a tricky one.
yeah,
Desscaras. Descaras.
Discaris.
We'll do our best, but
Yeah.
we'll find out when the anime inevitably gets made. The Great Witch Descaras and the horrifying King Magic Aurora. Against all odds, he acquires the destructive magic of Aurora, making him the only male witch in the entire world. And not even Descaras herself is prepared for the absolute headache that wild child Ishi is about to give her.
Makes it sound very sitcom-esque, that last part.
I mean, to be fair, this is, if you're wondering about genres, this is very much an action comedy.
Yeah,
I
very
think
much
pretty
so.
squarely. Even pretty
Yeah.
light on the action side.
Yeah, I
Mostly
think
comedy.
it's like more of a comedy with a light bit of action than.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a comedy with a slice of action. Is the way main way I describe that. So we hit on all of our main characters there. We have Ishi the Witch, the wild child boy who gains magical powers, and Deskaras, the his female magical power leader, educator, introducer to the world.
Yeah. And
And
then
she,
Kamugi at the end is like the third member of the team.
that's right. And Kamugi at the end,
she's not much in this, but clearly you
the
can tell.
light
Like
side
she's
character for comic relief.
yeah.
Well, they're all kind of comic relief. Not
Yeah.
I guess Ishii himself is comic relief. So
Well, they all have their own like aspects of comic relief because like
that's
Ichi's a
true.
little wild child. Discaris is like slightly
She's the
full of
straight man.
herself, but she's
Yeah.
also like clearly like what am I dealing with these like simpletons kind of
Yeah,
feeling.
and very full of herself. She does the little the start of each book. She does the little. This is what happened previously from her point of view.
Yeah,
She makes everyone look very simplified, and she looks all beautiful. And she's probably my favorite character. I really like Discaras. I thought
nice.
she's quite funny. She is an enjoyable character to have in there, but pretty straightforward in terms of the plot. Like the book does a pretty good job of kind of hitting on everything. Like it's kind of exactly what I just said from the back of the book kind of hits literally what we just read. And there, I mean, again, this is only the first volume. It's also not that long. So really the intention of it is to establish the world as well as to introduce us to our characters as well. Do you think that it does a good job? Do you feel like there's any sort of hey, I feel like there's something that's being overlooked here that's a flaw to this system design? I think about something like Another that we read where this was the horror mystery that we read where it was pretty obvious right away that there was a flaw to this story in terms of why is no one dealing with this clear...
Why did just talk, for the love of God, just talk.
Yeah, so if you missed that episode, cycle back. We explained that it's like the biggest logic loophole plot line. But do you think that there's any of that in Ishi the Witch, or you think the world itself is pretty solidly built?
Pretty solidly built. Like clearly there's like more to it. Like I wasn't like really left wondering. The one thing I had was like it feels like the numbers of captured whatever they calls them, the Majicks. It feels like that's low. I feel like there should be more captured than
if
like,
anything, it feels inconsistent.
Yeah, the fact there's only like 400 captured Majicks period in the that
and that there's like
feels
thousands
low.
and that all these witches have them. Yeah, I was a little bit confused around like metrics. That was unclear to me. I would agree with that. But I think the main thing is that because it's clear that you're not supposed to think that much about it.
Yes.
It is the plot is the vehicle for the jokes, is what I would say. The world exists for the jokes to be made, which is fine. I think that that's great. I think that there's some really good humor in here. I think that did you find it like laugh out loud funny? Where on the funny haha scale are you rating this?
It was pretty funny. It was sensible chuckle level. It's very hard to like actually like laugh out loud from reading books and stuff.
Yeah, it's rare to hit those, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I would describe this as a very whimsical book. It is I would describe it as light reading. This is very light, very easy. Very fun. It's very much meant to be fun. Nothing is too heavy despite him being a hunter and like killing things.
Despite the fact his code his code to live by is death for death.
Death for death, yeah. A little hardcore. But I thought it was, despite the intensity of Ishi, it is very light. It is light, easy reading with a little bit of some good laughs here and there. And again, I think that there's a lot of whimsy to this. This feels like a very whimsical story. It's not, It doesn't really feel bogged down with a lot of heaviness. It's just sort of like magical lightness, in contrast to our other witch story, Witch Hat Atelier, which is a lot more heavy with its whimsy.
True.
Yeah, there's a
Yes,
lot
there's
more.
you don't feel like bad for Itchy, like the adventure, like that's part of Witch Hat Italia. It's like, oh my God, let these children
Yeah,
like
let them have lives. Let
yeah, let
them.
them just give them a break. But like this is very much not the case with
Yeah,
Itchy.
no, the which had to tell you the girls you're really wishing they could just enjoy the positive side of magic, but that is not the case. Whereas
Yes,
she
despite the
just
fact
gets
both
to
of them
have fun.
both of them being forced into magic without really having any background from it.
Yeah, that's true. That's really thrown into the world and learning alongside the reader as well. Which, hey, I mean, it's a pretty tried and true method of storytelling. So, as they get to explain the world, we get to learn about it alongside them. Pretty classic, pretty easy setup, and good execution as well. Makes sense. And so, title pretty self-explanatory. Ishi the Witch. This is a story about Ishi the Witch. Sort of hits on itself. And so, this is something that you have enjoyed so far. So, what is it that you enjoy about this? Is it the lightness of it? Is it the humor of it? What is it that sort of makes it stand out as worth
Yeah,
from the rest of the pack for you?
humor is the big one. Like I
Mhm.
think it's like a fun, humorous, doesn't take itself too seriously. Like a lot of these like kind of Shonen Jump adaptations get like bogged down, or the Shonen Jump works get bogged down in like power systems and
Mm,
tournament arcs and that kind of thing. Or this is just like,
right.
nah, let's just have fun fighting ice sharks and thunder demons and
Right.
whatever.
The ice sharks. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, it doesn't take itself too seriously. I think it knows what it is, and it doesn't try and prove itself to be something that it's not. Which is, I think, good. I think it's good to know your genre. If you know you're doing a comedy, then try and hit the comedy and try and have the fun with it. And because that's what people are going to be reading this for, is they're looking for the fun and the lightness and following Ishi and enjoying that. And do you think that there's a strong enough hook at the end that someone would want to keep reading? Because it's very interesting. Because there's not like a clear objective. He doesn't really have a specific
No.
goal. This is something that's very interesting about this. There isn't really a specific conflict.
Yeah, that's a good point. He doesn't have like some overarching like I want to be the Lord Hunter or I want to be king of the witches or something.
Yeah, or find out what happened to my parents, or try and save my village, or anything really.
No, it's just like, there's things need hunting. Let's go hunt some stuff.
Yes, things need hunting, better start hunting. And it's funny because they even briefly have like, will he be conflicted in this world of magics for it says witches? Like, is that going to be like an internal conflict? Nope.
No, no.
Squash that pretty quick. pretty, literally throw that idea straight to the ground and deny it. So that's pretty funny to have potentially introduce that conflict and then immediately squash it. So, which again, I mean, it's very easy to then keep comparing it to Witch Hat Atelier. So if you're interested in Witch Hat, go watch the first season or read the manga or check out the podcast episode on that. But something that's very interesting, contrasting that with Witch Hat Atelier, is that Witch Hat, a big part of it is struggling with the magic system and like whether it is morally correct the way that witches are
Yes.
controlling magic and using it for selfish means with regulation. And so that's a
Yeah.
question in Witch Hat Atelier. That is not a question in Is She the Witch in the
Yes.
first
No,
volume.
it's as far as we can tell, anyone has the potential to become a witch, and well, any woman has the potential to become a witch.
Mm-hmm. Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have fish in, what is that term? Fish out of water? I can't
Sure.
remember. The one where it's like the person put outside of the regular element,
Yeah, yeah.
the
Fish out of water.
anomaly, fish out of water. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. The thing that really did stand out to this, out for this, the thing that really stood out to me with this is the art.
Mm.
The art, this is going to be very, I don't think it's a complaint, but it's going to be a note. The art is extremely good in this and does not match the story. That's not a bad thing. If anything, it's sort of a testament of the artist and this story that the art in this is very, very good.
Yes.
It is exceptional. It's the kind of art that I would almost expect to see in a heavier story than this. Like this is like Witch Hat. This is like Freerin. This is like it's at that level of like detail, intricacy, beauty that it doesn't really match for me with this.
It doesn't match the comedic tone.
No,
So
but
which
that's
I'm gonna guess the answer is no. Are you aware about Shiro Uzazaki?
no.
Okay. So she got her big break on as the artist for a manga called Act Age.
I don't know what that is, but
So Act Age was a manga that was like looking like it was going to become the new hotnish in Shonen Jump. Made it like how long did Act Age go for? Um oh wow. Made it like 12 volumes. So actually made it
that's
reasonably far.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like 2 years in, the author got arrested for being a huge creep.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so she kind of had her entire career implode. So
Right.
this was kind of also like her chance to get back in and get like another big Shonen Jump thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Jeez.
So
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. So
Well,
like
I'm really
volume the English volume 2 of Act Age is like one of the rarest manga that's come out in like the last 10 years because it was like came out right when the allegations came out.
yeah, goodness. That's extremely complicated. Wow.
Yes.
That's really devastating, and I'm glad that that person got arrested and dealt with.
Yeah.
And that's always upsetting, but how incredibly challenging for Shiro Usazaki, who then immediately gets tied in with that.
Yeah.
And he's clearly very talented. So I'm glad that they're
She's very good. So yeah, both of them are female, both
yes,
writer
yeah,
and yeah.
yes. So I'm glad that she's getting this opportunity to do this and that this is also getting big because I think that she's one I would keep an eye out for because this is an artist who clearly has a lot of talent.
Absolutely.
And so cool. Well, that's really rewarding them for her to be getting this opportunity with this. And now that makes more sense because I'm like, this feels like the kind of art I would see in like a big blockbuster thing. But aha, this is the way back in. This is at the start of hopefully, I don't know how old these people are, obviously, but hopefully she still has lots of years ahead of her because I know that this is also a industry that can tear through people
Yeah.
with
Well, it's
its
like
demands.
how because Osamu Nishi is doing like as well as like writing two things. She's writing both writing. She's the entire team for Welcome to Demon School Iruma-Kun, both writing and drawing. And then she has like three spin-offs for Welcome to Demon School that she like oversees. So like good God.
Wow. She's going to town.
She is going hard.
That's crazy. So we're welcome to Iruma-Kun Demon School is still coming out. That's
Yep.
still wow.
Very much. It's like it's crazy too because it's like there's like 20 issue volumes in English and like 50 in Japanese.
Wow, that's wild. So then, okay, so that makes sense then that this would be getting attention because it's clearly got a huge following with Iruma-Kun and Demon School. So there'd be a lot of excitement then for what the author has put out now. Really interesting team then, and cool. Double women combo on this one, and yeah, the art is exceptional. There's also a lot of good panel play in this one as well. That's something that we don't always talk about with manga. Manga doesn't often sort of mess around with their panels, but something I noticed in this one that they did decently often is that they actually did a double page, but it wasn't the entire double page. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Remind me.
There's a number of panels. I want to say there's probably like 5 or more in this single volume of where there is a large panel that spans both pages, but that there's also smaller panels
Oh yeah.
as well.
Right.
But that's just something that I feel like I've certainly seen that in comics and graphic novels sometimes, but not as often in manga, or at least not that I've noted.
Yeah, no, that's it's fair notice because
Maybe they'll
most
do
of
a
the time
full spread, but
they'll do like a big double panel full spread, but and yeah, Western comics are definitely more likely to do like the half panel that takes up the top of yeah.
Totally.
Don't see that
Here,
very often in manga.
other people can't see this, but I'll show you. So there's when for a great example is when Ishii is stabbing Ororo, which is just a I mean, it's an incredible image. There's so much going on just because Aurora is just an absurdist drawing of a creature that really
Yes.
doesn't match any kind of existing beast or person. And so it's this wonderful art of this thing that is really not fully human or fully that's just full monster. And it's a center page that just takes up most of it. That I think that even might have been the page that I was like, wow, this is something else in terms of the art. This is something really cool, something really special. So what's really interesting is I could absolutely see being drawn to this for the art. I think if you're someone that really enjoys manga art, this is up there for sure. This is probably top three for me in terms of the art,
Oh, wow.
which is pretty funny because I'm starting to realize I put a lot of merit in the art and I just
Ab-
sort of track it. So it's like I still know that my favorite art is Isak. That's always going to be my favorite art. That's just sort
Okay.
of always been unparalleled.
Yeah.
But which Hat Atelier is a second, and then this comes third.
That's high praise because those other two are ones you like read independently. So
This is true. What's tricky is I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would keep reading this one. It's hard to say. It was really enjoyable as like a light read. This is like a coffee table manga to me. this is
that's fair.
this is something that's fun
Yeah.
to check
Like,
out.
honestly, there's like a good thing in that volume the volume 4 like has it comes out on Tuesday when we're recording this.
Mhm.
I actually like I've had it at the store for a little bit. I haven't actually read it yet. Like I didn't rush out to make sure to read the number 4 right away. It was like
Mhm.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Do I have a couple of things sitting in front of me and I should read something? That yeah, maybe I'll pick this up and check it out. But I wouldn't be rushing out to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a solid good without being like I need the next volume of this. Is how
Yeah.
I would describe my experience with Ishi. But yeah, it's fun, but I think it's comedy's a tricky one. I think that's just a tricky genre in general for comics. It because comics that are comedy's not for everyone, period. But especially I think that applies to the manga format.
Yeah, well, yeah, which adds the extra level of its translated comedy,
Yes.
which is notoriously hard to do. Lots of translated comedy is difficult, even ignoring like wordplay and stuff. Just different cultures have different values and what they find funny and stuff.
Totally. Yeah, it's tricky to translate it over, and so same goes for anime as well. Like I've always been very lukewarm on comedy animes.
Yes, that is yeah, very much a thing for you. You do not
Yeah,
like close to any anime comedies, as far
this
as I
is
know.
correct. Yeah, so manga's yeah, manga I'm more okay with. I can have some smiles and I can enjoy it more
Yeah.
so, I think. But yeah, it's a tricky genre. I think what's also very interesting is there a lot of comedy comics, Western comics? Is that like a genre?
So I think like yes, but we look at like the thing about comedy is they went to the newspaper comic strips.
Mm,
So now
right.
are they all going to like webcomic? Is web comics even still a thing anymore?
You would be the person to know
I
that,
know,
not
but
me.
it's yeah, it's a thing like because like there was that golden age of web comics like in the early 2000s.
That's true. There was a lot of web comics, yeah.
Yeah, and
But
like I
those
know
are
like
all three panels or like a single page. That's not like a full story arc.
no. So yeah, that's much less of a thing in like comic book space. Like there are still
Yeah.
very much like stuff like this, like action stuff that have their comedic aspects to them. But
Yeah, you
like
have
a
your
tr
Deadpools and your Spider-Man to some degree.
yeah, oh, absolutely, and yeah, like a lot of lots of comics will like throw in comedy, but like comic strip Peanuts level,
Hmm.
Far Side, Calvin and Hobbes, those are all went to newspapers. And
Yeah,
now
interesting.
where do those people go if you want to make a
Yeah.
comedy one?
Yeah. I'm sure lots of people might be jumping in the comments with their independent comic examples, which I think is great. I think that's great to have comedy that I know it exists in Western media that there
Oh yeah,
is
and like
for sure.
definitely in like the indie section, but also like
Hmm.
the like mainstream indie very much isn't comedy based. So like
Yeah.
the Image comics, the Vertigo style, that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
is even less comedic than most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Really interesting in terms of genre. And so I think there, yeah, isn't I think that this is cool though. If it's you're curious about this conversation and you're sort of wondering what does that look like to have Japanese comedy, I think this is a really good example. I think there's lots of good classic comedy tropes that they hit in here in terms of like the what's the chibi faces and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
goofy
Lots of
little,
great like background faces and
yeah,
yeah.
characters overreacting with big blank eyes and yeah, I think this is a really cool example of comedy. I think if someone's interested in checking it out, this is a great example because then you also really get to enjoy the art in it. I think about something like when we tried the kill Attack of the Killer Shark, or what was that one?
Killer Shark in Another World.
Killer Shark in Another World, yeah. So that was also straight up comedy. But just
Yeah.
didn't land in the same way for me. But
Still,
that was still enjoyable. I think it was just um, yeah, the art was a little more graphic, intense, and
very much. Well, that one had the whole difference of like the not exposition. What's the right word? The like difference between the comedy and how like graphic, bloody everything was happening.
yeah, yeah. The brevity of it, the lightness,
Yeah.
didn't match in the same
Yeah,
way.
and
But
it is still going strong. Volume 8 came out recently.
there you
And,
go. Hey,
and like it's so obscure, like I can't find if it's still going anywhere or anything like that. Like
this
there's so
is
little information of it on the internet. Like,
so
is it finished
interesting.
in Japanese? Are they still making more of it? I don't know.
Right, but that's volume 8 in English.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. Interesting. Yeah. Well, what would you say in terms of recommendation? Who would you recommend this to in the store?
This one well actually this one I often when people ask when people come in looking for like I want new stuff.
Hmm.
And then this is often the one I'll point to when they're like, I like Spy Family, I like
Right.
the more like comedic level of Shonen Jump.
Yeah, comedy focused.
Yeah,
Okay.
because yeah, there's this one, this what like this guy, Kagurabachi, as we know, Goku Ragi, and Versus and Psycho Busters are like the five big new Shonen Jump stuff.
I don't know any of those other
Yeah,
than Kagurabachi, but
yeah,
that makes sense. Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's cool
Versus
to
is
sort
by
of.
the One Punch Man guy.
Gotcha.
And actually, I don't think it's actually Shonen Jump, but it's like close
Hmm,
enough to Shonen Jump.
interesting. But yeah, that makes sense. And as it's nice to sort of know what is going on in the current sphere of Japanese media and manga. So yeah, if that sounds like something you're interested in, check out Ichi the Witch. Head on over to VesperiaComics.com and pick it up yourself. Order it with Canada-wide shipping as well. So check it out. And then for the second part of the show, let's talk a little bit about some other animes and mangas and related content. We've already been touching on a little bit of it, but there's certainly been some stuff that's been coming out because Hat Atelier just wrapped up its first anime season, as well
Yeah.
as we've been talking a lot about Iruma-Kun. So maybe let's talk about Iruma-Kun first, just because this is the same writer. So Osamu Nishi, as we've been saying, did write Iruma-Kun. I checked out the anime, and it
Yes.
I mean, this should be of no surprise. The Spen's already spoiled. It didn't land for me
Because it's a comedy.
because it's a comedy. So
It's
I
just
was
straight up a comedy.
so it was not for me. But I was really surprised by the art and the animation of it. Because I was watching this and I was like, what is this? Like 2010, 2011?
Yeah. Oh no. It's kind of feels like it's like from out of time. Like it
Very
feels
much.
yeah. But I
Animation is choppy and lazy. It's what is that animation called? Where it's like very little flow. It almost feels like they're just like moving cutout characters
motion
around.
comic.
Yeah, that's very much what it felt like. It
It's
wasn't,
not quite.
but
It's not that bad. But
it's not that bad. No, I think it's just I was surprised for it being 2019, which is when the first season of the anime came out. I was like, I really would not have clocked this as being 6 years old. This feels like a 2 decade old. That would have been more accurate. What I would have guessed, but I think it's just what you're saying. They're not. They don't really care about the art and the style in it. The focus is on the humor, so they didn't put a lot of No need to sink your budget into expensive animation studios if you're looking more at the jokes is what you're hoping to land. But when you're saying it, so it sounds like you have engaged a lot with Aruma. Is
Yes,
that
I am
in
100% caught up on the entire anime. I've watched
okay?
all, however, like 70 something episodes at this point.
Wow. I was going to ask if it was the anime or the manga that you've consumed. So it's the
Uh,
anime.
the anime, yes. Because
Gotcha.
I've been watching it since I didn't watch the first season as it was airing, but like since the
Hmm,
first season, I've been
right.
watching it.
Right. So what
And
is it about that makes you want to watch 4 seasons of it?
it's really fun. Like it's got so the humor is on point. I guess we'll explain the concept of it, which is a guy, little kid, a little like 14-year-old kid is basically sold to a demon, except the demon entirely is doing it just because he wants a grandson to spoil.
Hmm.
And it's the secret sauce to making it work is that demon Sullivan is like 100% sincere. He has absolutely no other ulterior motives,
Hmm.
and it's great.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then Aruma goes off to demon school.
he goes off to demon school where he has to hide being a human because he's worried that they'll all the demons will eat him if they find out he's a human. But like it becomes very clear very quickly, no one else has any idea what a human is.
Right. And comedy and such unfolds from there.
Yeah.
And so does it so it sounds like it stands up over 4 seasons. It has enough material to keep on because like that same as Ishi, it's sort of like what is the plot if there's not like a clear conflict?
Yeah, which is about him making friends and like moving up in the school like hierarchy kind of thing.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Just sort
like
of the social situation. It's
the
sort of like
social
a
situations.
sitcom.
He befriends the student council president because she smuggled in a bunch of shoujo manga that she can't read and he can. So it's stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then yeah, maybe he finds his best friends and he has like the entire class. Like it's a very well realized. Like all 13 members of his class are like well defined characters and stuff like that,
Hmm. Wow. Ensemble.
and very
A
much
solid
ensemble.
ensemble.
And
Cool.
like an amazing joke where they go 3 entire seasons of one of their classmates is like hidden in the background, not making any, and like you can watch the entire like see him from like episode 3 he first appears, and they
Wow.
finally acknowledge him
They hold
in
out.
season 4.
That's very impressive to sort of be banking on that joke, banking that
Yeah.
you'll make it that distance that long. So that's taking a gamble and nice to have a payoff for that as well then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Iruma-Kun sort of being so anyone else who's interested in the comedy writing worth checking out that anime series. And the other series, so the other witch that we've already been talking about, Witch Hat Atelier. First season
Yes.
wrapped up. What's your opinion on the first season of the anime?
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Wow, they picked that's sure point to pick to end your first season at.
I will come clean in this moment. I haven't yet finished the first season.
Okay.
So something that's very interesting. This is actually the first time I have read something in its entirety before watching it.
Ah.
And so my motivation to watch it is very low because I like the manga so much.
Yep.
And I think I made it through the first 5 or so episodes. And what's great is that it's very true to the manga.
Very much so.
It's very, very true in terms of pretty much everything. So it's all the same scenes, all the same dialogue, all the same characters, development, yada yada, etc., etc. It's literally all the exact same, which is great. Except that it doesn't really give me a reason to watch it. I know that there's also lots of like the animation can be really exciting and fun, and the music
Yes.
swelling, and like a lot of people really liked. I know Quifree doing the dragon thing in the maze, but for me personally, just because I love the manga so deeply, the anime I think it's good, it's interesting, but it's just like I don't really need to
Yeah, well,
watch it in the same way.
the manga's always better, but well, not always better,
Wow.
right? But
Yeah, as we've talked about
yeah,
before,
we think it's,
with the Freer hot take.
Frieren, the anime is better, but
Yeah.
for the most part, and this is the case, like anime is like amazing 10 out of 10, but the manga is still better.
Yeah, anime's a 10 out of 10, but the manga's an 11 out of 10. So
Yep.
what can you do? Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is it's just sort of everyone should be engaging with Witch Hat Atelier. the story that keeps on impressing everyone, regardless of what kind of medium it gets put into.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's pretty exciting and cool to check out. So then, I think the only other thing would be, there's a new anime season coming out right now
Yes, we're about like 2 or 3 weeks into the new anime season.
into the summer season. So, Spence, you get one recommendation. If someone
Ooh,
is going to
okay.
check out a summer show of anime in the summer
Okay.
season,
I need
what
to
are they checking out?
bring up a list just to double check to
Make sure you recommend the right thing.
make sure I recognize the right thing. Because the big one is there's a ton of sequels this season.
Yes.
So it's like, is it worth recommending? Like, I don't know, like Tanya the Evil or 100 Girlfriends again,
Mm.
which you should do both of them. But
Hmm.
once again, if I only get my one chance to, okay, yeah, I think my go for which one I want to recommend the most is it's also kind of like a also watch the first season because it is a second season that I didn't watch the first season as it was happening, which is
Mm.
called Clevitas. Do you know that one?
Oh, this is I recognize the image. It's like a blonde woman who's a knight.
Yeah, with one eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the I guess massive spoilers for the first season of Clevitas or for the
Whoa.
first episode of Clevitas. We'll spoil the
Uh,
first episode because it's
okay.
impossible. It's one of those shows that's literally impossible to explain if you don't spoil the first episode. Like this is your warning. Skip ahead if you want. But the premise of
Time codes will
Clevitas.
be in the description for those who are curious. If you want to
Yeah.
skip ahead
Okay.
to find out what the next book is going to be, read the time codes are in the description.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the premise of Clevitas is the heroes go like the like 12 greatest heroes in history are all ready to go like fight the demon lord of the south and like free their people and like finally it's set in a world where like basically humanity is trapped in like a little country that's just completely surrounded by demons. And it's like here's the 12 heroes who are out to go like break free and like kill the demon of the south so they can like expand their world.
Yeah.
And then they meet the demon Clevitas, who just immediately murders all 12 of them.
Yeah.
Just not even like, doesn't even break a sweat. This happens like 10 minutes in. They're like all big heroic moment. And then Clevitas is like, well, humans are being like, humans got this far. Gus got to eliminate them. So he goes to like the capital city and just murders the entire, like levels the entire city. But
Wow.
like, while he's leaving, like he hears a baby crying and like a dying guy is like, please, Clevitas, save this baby. And he's like, why on earth would I do that? And then he's like, the dying guy's like, you raise this baby and you will find out why. And Clevitas is like, oh, okay, I'm interested now. I will raise this baby. And like, I'm
Sneaky.
immortal. Like, I can wait a human lifetime before ending the world. Let's go raise this baby. And he's like, okay, I have no idea how children work. The one hero whose like body isn't as destroyed as everyone else's. Okay, bringing that one back to life, and that's the blonde girl. Okay, hey, you raise this, help me raise this baby, and that's the entire. That's the premise of
Interesting.
Clevitas.
Wild. And this is season 2 that we're on now.
Yes,
Hmm. It's worth checking out.
very worth checking out. It
There
is
you go.
excellent. The first like 6 episodes of the first season are like legitimately one of the like best openings I've ever seen to any anime.
Hmm.
Second season's also been strong. It's kind of funnily going to like a magic school world, which is a very interesting way after how the first season went.
Yeah. Magic School seems to be I mean, it's always the hotness, but
Yeah,
there you go. Magical School. Yeah, cool recommendation. Check out Clavitas if that sounds like something that's of interest to you.
yes. The manga is like finally getting an English release in like a couple months.
Wow. Wait, it hasn't been in English before.
No, not it's been yeah. It's like lot big. Which is this just happens sometimes where like so much manga comes out in Japan that sometimes stuff just doesn't get released into
You
English. So
just
yeah,
don't end up coming this way. Interesting.
yeah,
There you
13 volumes in Japanese. August later this month, end of
go.
August, the first volume finally comes out in English.
Interesting. There you go. That reminded me of a show I hadn't thought about in forever, of Seraph of the End.
Oh,
Uh,
never watched that one, but yeah, I've heard
there you
of that
go.
one.
Yeah, that's another first episode, if you're interested, that does not end in the way. That one's not at the start of it's at the end of it. Which, yeah, the ending of the first episode of Sarah for the End is crazy. But you'll have to watch that and check it out if someone's interested to find out why. But as we come towards the end of the episode, of course, we need to introduce what's next on the reading docket. So, Spence, what do the fine folks at home and I get to look forward to reading next?
Okay, we've done a lot of like superheroes and lighter stuff and all that. So let's go in the opposite direction once again. With one I'm not entirely sure if I like, but it is certainly one that is fascinating and we will have lots to talk about. It is the Eisner winning, like, big new hotness of 2025. We'll be watching Beneath the Trees where nobody sees.
Watching? You mean reading?
Reading, yes.
Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees?
Or behind, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Yeah,
it is.
I see this. This is a 6-issue comic book miniseries.
Yeah. So the premise is about our main character is a serial killer who lives like an idyllic small town life, but she'll like go into town to like murder people until suddenly someone starts killing people in her idyllic, like she'll like go into like the big cities and stuff to kill people. And then someone starts murdering people in her small town and like threatening to ruin her idyllic life. And then the other fun thing is everyone is like cute anthropomorphic animals.
Interesting. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Well, how interesting. Okay. This looks
and
like
also
a book
like
club level book.
Yeah. Warn it for your warning right now. It will be the most violent thing we'll probably ever do.
Okay, there you go. Content warning for Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Violence and gore and upsetting imagery related to anthropomorphic animals incoming.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you said like a couple months ago, I said if you're still okay with doing some more stuff, some more adult stuff.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, that's just kind of the nature of books sometimes. It's when it's not exploitative is the big thing for me. And so a book that is award winning, that clearly has an intent behind it, which I'm sure we'll talk about, totally falls within the A-okay with me. It's more the gratuitous beach episode manga is more what I want to try and avoid where possible. But no, I think that this looks super interesting. And I think that's exactly why you do a book club, is to talk about this kind of controversial, award winning. There's multi-levels to this kind of thing. So,
because like I said, this is the most like up in the, I don't know how I feel about this one. I read it like a while ago, and the second, the sequel series just came out in graphic novel form. So,
wow. And is there a full compiled of all of them together? Great. Yes. And of course, if you also want to get that full compiled version of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, you can read in advance of the podcast episode. You can get that at VesperiaComics.com for pickup at Vesperia Manga and Comics. If you're in the lower mainland of British Columbia, we can also order that for Canada on a wide shipping. And that's it for episode 42 of the Long Comics Book Club. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to follow the show on your preferred podcast platform, as well as Long Comics Book Club on Blue Sky and Instagram. And finally, get in the Discord and share your own thoughts on anything we talked about today, or give us a review of what you thought of Ichi the Witch, Hat Atelier, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, any and all of the above. We love hearing from you. So find a way to connect with us or connect with someone else you know and share that book club experience, because that's all of the fun of this, is getting to share your love of the media and have some fun conversations with what you're actually consuming, because it is an independent thing that we do when we read things, but then it's more fun when we get to talk about them. So find someone to talk about this with, or you can always talk with us as well. And we'll look forward to coming back to your favorite podcast platform on August 15th when we talk about Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And we will talk to you then. Bye-bye.
See ya.